Welcome to On This Day in History. Today, we journey back to July 3, 1775, a sweltering summer day in Cambridge, Massachusetts, that witnessed a quiet but profoundly significant moment in the birth of the United States. On this day, a Virginia planter and former British military officer, George Washington, formally took command of the fledgling Continental Army. It was a crucial step in transforming a collection of colonial militias into a disciplined fighting force capable of challenging the might of the British Empire, and it set the stage for one of history's most improbable victories. By the spring of 1775, tensions between Great Britain and its American colonies had exploded into open warfare. The battles of Lexington and Concord in April had galvanized colonial resistance, drawing thousands of militiamen from across New England to besiege British-occupied Boston. Yet, these citizen soldiers, though brave, lacked centralized command, formal training, and the logistical organization necessary for a sustained conflict against a professional army. A national leader was desperately needed, someone to unify the diverse colonies and give direction to their armed rebellion. The Second Continental Congress, meeting in Philadelphia, faced the daunting task of selecting a commander-in-chief. John Adams, recognizing the need to bring the southern colonies fully into the fight and to find a figure of unimpeachable character and military experience, championed George Washington. Washington, a respected Virginia delegate, had prior military experience from the French and Indian War, notably as a commander of the Virginia Regiment. Crucially, he was willing to serve without pay, seeking only reimbursement for his expenses, a powerful symbol of dedication. On June 15, 1775, Congress formally appointed Washington as General and Commander-in-Chief of the Army of the United Colonies. The choice was a monumental one, placing the fate of the nascent American rebellion squarely on his shoulders. He accepted the commission with humility, expressing his doubts about his own abilities but vowing to dedicate his life to the cause. His journey north to Massachusetts was met with enthusiasm, as local militias and citizens eagerly awaited their new leader. It was on July 3, 1775, under a towering elm tree, legend says, on Cambridge Common, that George Washington formally assumed command. Dressed in his military uniform, he addressed the assembled, eager, but often unruly, New England troops. His immediate task was immense: to instill discipline, establish supply lines, train raw recruits, and transform this passionate but disorganized force into a coherent army capable of facing the world's most powerful military. The siege of Boston was underway, and the British Army, though confined, remained a formidable opponent. Washington faced immense challenges throughout the war. His army suffered from chronic shortages of supplies, pay, and proper training. Desertion was a constant threat. He endured crushing defeats, such as the loss of New York City and Philadelphia. Yet, through it all, Washington's perseverance, strategic adaptability, and remarkable leadership proved to be the indispensable core of the American cause. He learned to avoid decisive engagements that could destroy his army, opting for Fabian tactics of harassment and attrition when necessary. His moral authority and unwavering commitment were perhaps his greatest assets. He held the fragile Continental Army together through brutal winters like Valley Forge, inspired loyalty through personal example, and consistently put the revolutionary cause above personal ambition. His ability to maintain civilian control over the military, especially after achieving victory, set a vital precedent for American democracy, resisting any temptation to become a military dictator. The legacy of George Washington taking command on July 3, 1775, is central to the American narrative. It was the moment the disparate colonies began to truly unite under a single military authority, signaling their resolve to fight for independence. His leadership, character, and vision were instrumental in sustaining the Revolutionary War against incredible odds, ultimately securing American liberty and laying the foundation for a new nation. For more deep dives into pivotal historical moments, make sure to follow us.